Yo, what's up, Post Credit Clarity family? Yo, it's your
Yo,
host, Billy
yo,
Holic. I'm here with Zay. Zay, guess what
yo.
happened?
What happened to him?
Bro, so the creator of The Boys, Eric, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I suck at that. I'm going to say Kripke.
Ugh.
He has been he has been responding to all of the criticism online about this last season, and I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It's incredibly entertaining. So everybody has been online being like, "Hey, this last season it feels like filler. What are we doing? Where's these great and grand fights? This is the season. This is the last season where everything has been leading up to this. What is happening?" And so Eric has been going online and he's responding. One thing he said, he was like, "Yo, when writing this film, he's been super sassy. He was like, when writing this film, not once did we think, oh my god, this is a filler episode. At the time of writing this season, of course we thought, oh my gosh, this part matters. You know what I'm saying? We're giving you important character details." And then he also said, but apparently, just because it's not plot, you're like, oh, nothing happened. And I'm like, nothing happened? What? The craziest, biggest moves happened. It just wasn't someone shooting someone else and going, pew pew pew. This is a quote from him, by the way.
Bro,
Pew
this
pew
nigga
pew.
is
And
sick.
if that's what you want, you're just watching the wrong show. But I will say that despite all of this chatter on Twitter, the final season has like come out with like high reviews. So the people who are reviewing it are loving it, but the people who are talking in the Twitter streets are like, ugh, I'm not really messing with it like that.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? It's funny. The guy that created the show that got popular on shock value is saying like, you guys just don't understand. I thought you guys just want a show that goes pew pew
Bro.
pew, don't you?
Bro,
You
but
guys
that's
just
the
want a
show.
shock value,
That's
don't you? But like
the
that's what
funny
the
thing
show
is
is
that is
popular
the
for.
show is. Yes. Bro,
Yeah,
every
like
episode, it feels like every episode they're making just like a dick joke or somebody's head is exploding. And then you get to the last season and you're like, "Wait a minute, guys. I don't know if you know this, but I really know how to develop characters." And it's like, "Bro, this is not the time for that actually." It's funny that he's responding to people on Twitter and people cuz I'm one of those people on Twitter. I literally tweeted out the other day, I was like, "Yo, The Boys is doing to the last season the same thing that Game of Thrones did to theirs." And if you guys
damn.
remember, Game of Thrones had all of this hype going into their last season, but because of obviously behind the scenes things and writer issues, they fumbled that last season. And then if you guys remember, a few years after that, Stranger Things got all this hype, did everything that they did, and then fumbled right at the end. It sucks to see big IPs that you love fumbling at the end because
Yeah.
one, it's like, bro, you got me here. I'm here. Why would you do this to me? But two, and I was gonna ask you this, I do think, and I've been of this theory forever, but I think that shows should not last longer than like 3 or 4 seasons. Because the moment that you do that, you are susceptible to like being in positions like these where no one is going to be satisfied with the ending because you have like elongated this story, stretched the story out as far as it can go. And by the time you get to the ending, we're like, oh, that was it. Whereas on the opposite side, if you had just condensed the story to maybe like 3 or 4 seasons, not even four, maybe 3 seasons, then it would have been all action, it would have been all highs, no lows, and it probably would have went down as the greatest show ever.
Listen, man. Look at some of the best shows of all time. Some of the shows that we really respect. Uh, Succession, 4 seasons. Ended it at 4 seasons. People were saying they ended it early. Nah, yo, they knew what they was doing. They
Bro,
knew what
that
they
should
was
be the
doing.
talk.
They knew what
That
they
should be
was
the
doing, bro.
conversation.
Cause it's like you were saying, giving your shows these fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh seasons, not only are you like removing like you're taking the characters on a journey, but at some point it becomes like I remember I was talking to somebody about how like they still watch Grey's Anatomy after 20 seasons. I'm sitting there asking them, where has like the Grey's Anatomy characters, where have they gone? Like 20 seasons? And
No way, they
their arc
still
is
at the same
finished.
hospital. Yeah, they
The
still
arc is
at the
done.
same
There's
hospital,
no
bro.
more
It's
arc to
crazy.
tell. There's no more
Yeah, bro.
story. So it's like, and also on top of that, you indulge yourself. and you smoke a little bit of your own supply, and you're like, oh man, I'm like that. Whatever I write is crazy.
Yeah,
That's probably
whatever I
what
write
that's
is
probably what
crazy.
Eric was thinking before he was writing this season, before it came out. He was like, these filler episodes is nuts. They not
He
they
said, "Yo,
not gonna
I'm
know what hit him.
cooking. Yo, I'm
They
cooking
not gonna
something
know what hit him
crazy."
when this episode
Well,
drop.
the theory online is because we have two spin-offs being created from the show
Yeah,
that they are trying to end one story while getting you prepared for a next. And I think when you're in position where you have to end one to prepare to prepare for two more, I don't think you can properly end this. I don't think, because that's not your main focus. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like you have to land this plane before you hop on another one and take off. You can't start taking off down the runway while your plane is still in descent. You just can't do
Yeah.
that. And because their focus is elsewhere, they're trying to get these other two spinoffs together to get us excited about it. They're canceling one in Gen V. Like, it's just too much going on. I think that again, it should have been 3 seasons. We focus on the landing and keep it pushing.
You know, it's really funny that the boys like criticized the DC universe. They criticized these like big superhero universes, the MCU. They criticized the MCU and was like the antithesis of the MCU. That's why I was so interested in the boys at first, is
Yeah.
because while I did enjoy these big superhero movies that we got and I still enjoy them, I thought that the boys was doing something interesting and kind of like deconstructing the current superhero genre that we had that was going on. That's why it was so interesting and why that first season is so good. But I think by the end, and this is a nigga that has not seen a lick of season 4 or season 5. I'm talking out of my ass, by the way. By the end, the boys kind of became what it critiqued. It kind of
as
became
a
like
as a
its worst enemy in terms of
bro,
like these not knowing when to end the story. That's what a lot of people hate on Marvel for. They're like, you should have ended it after Endgame, and maybe that would have been a great story decision. The boys, same thing. Maybe you should end it here, because what is like the boys universe? Like if they kill Homelander at the end of this season, and then they do like Vault Rising, and they do like what's the other show that they have planned?
the boys Mexico.
The Boys Mexico. Like what is the boys going to be if there's no Homelander? You know what I'm
We spoke
saying?
about that before, though. We've spoken about that on an episode that's gonna come on a podcast episode that's gonna come out soon on RSS feeds. Check Spotify, Apple Podcasts. That's where we drop the podcast.
Yes, sir.
But where the villain of the boys, while it is Homelander, it's really capitalism. Ironically,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
I remember
So
this. Yeah.
the villain of the boys is Vought. So as long as you have Vought in place, then you're able to continue the stories in the boys universe. And I say capitalism ironically because it is big bad capitalism that is forcing the boys, one, to do two spinoffs, and two, to even make it all the way to season 5. Like, it is capitalism squeezing every piece of juice out of an IP and an idea so that the hungry hippos that are the consumers can continue to feed on it and they can continue to make money.
And I keep comparing it to the MCU because I think that they're actually like becoming like the MCU, but like show form, in terms of like
Unfortunately.
doing all these different like projects and like kind of losing their way a little bit. It's like, while you're right about Vought being like a major antagonist and Vought still being there after, well, we don't know how the season's ended, but maybe Vought is taken down, but I'm sure they'll still be, up and thriving. Um it's like Anthony Starr, if he dies or if they like just end Homelander, which I assume they're gonna do, if his story is over and his arc is over, like that's like that's literally Robert Downey Jr. dying as Iron Man. It's the same. I think it's the same thing, bruh. I think it's the
Yeah.
same thing, bruh. And it's like you're gonna have to do some work as a writer and as like a showrunner to like get the same amount of, to like squeeze the same juice that you squeezed
Yeah.
out of Homelander. You know what I'm saying? And that's the
Yeah.
question that we're having with this final season. Is Eric Kripke that type of writer to like still make this interesting without like the Trump adjacent
I
allegories.
think I think we'll find out. I
Yeah,
think because of big bad capitalism, we will find out if he's this person for this. Like it's funny that we're talking about superhero stuff because this entire situation reminds me of you remember the Batman quote that everybody loves? It's like, yo, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the
yeah,
villain. And that's exactly what's happening with the boys situation. That's exactly what's happening with Eric. And I don't know if he can handle it. You know, he's clearly spiraling online. Yeah.
yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. We gotta talk about writers or these showrunners being a little sassy. Um, because this is
No, for sure. That bro, it's a problem, yo. Because you know what it is, bro. I truly think like all of them, and rightfully so. Like these shows, these $1 million shows, are their babies. So it's like the moment they receive critique, it's like, whoa, chill, bro. You don't even know. I put 30 hours into that one scene. You don't even know, yo. You don't get it. It's art, yo. And it's like, nah, bro. This shit just bad.
yeah,
Like we have eyes, we can see, we have feelings that we can feel, and we're looking at this as a terrible, terrible situation to be in. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
we'll
So
see.
just I'm gonna ask you like one last question and then we can end the video. Are you going to like put stock? Are you buying the boys stock for like after season 5? Like just the universe as a whole. Are you
Oh,
like selling that?
oh yeah, don't confuse it. I love slop. So the boys has become slop, but I
Let's
love
go,
slop.
bro.
I
Let's
need
go.
stuff to watch. So yeah, I'm there, bro. Will my question to you is, do you think the boys spinoff will be as culturally successful as the Game of Thrones spinoff?
Ooh,
Because we have two
like how did
spinoff, we have two
I
the
was
the
finna say
dragon
how to
one, the
train
House
your
of
dragon, House of the
Dragons.
Dragon.
You're insane. How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
That we have House of Dragons, and then we have Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. People love House of Dragons and are waiting for the next season, and people loved Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
They
I think
do.
it's still averaging like 36 million views per episode. You know what I mean? Like people are
Yeah.
loving that show, and these are two successful spinoffs. One is I think both are prequels actually. And so now the boys, who is going through the thing of like having a failing last season, similar to Game of Thrones, and is now about to have two spin-offs similar to Game of Thrones. Do you think that they'll be as culturally as acceptable as both of those?
It's entirely possible for Vought Rising to be like this generational groundbreaking show. You know what I mean? It's entirely
Yeah,
possible because I think that the story is not too bad. You also have like some of the same elements that made The Boys season 1 great with I
yeah,
think with Stormfront. I mean, she wasn't in season 1, but you know what I mean. She's like a like the mirror and the like allegory for like Homelander. Like you could just like place her in that role, that type of role, to where like you have like
mm-hmm,
this character. Actually, you know what it's more like? It's more like Omni Man in season 1 of Invincible, of which like he was like trying to hide from everybody else that like he's this like Nazi type character. Because I
right.
don't think niggas knew at first like how crazy she was, if I'm remembering correctly.
That's always like an
To
interesting
tackle,
dynamic within this superhero world that we built, which
yeah,
is like in Bot Rising, you're trying to have Soldier Boy, Stormfront, Black Noir exist as superheroes, but also hide the fact that they're pieces of shit. Got
exactly.
it. Yeah. Yeah. I think I think you're right. I think that is interesting to see no matter what how we see it. And again, I do think evil corporation versus XYZ is always interesting. So I do think that these IPs have potential to be successful. But if we're looking at the way that the Eric has handled this last season and criticism for this last season, I don't know if I'm putting stock into it to answer your earlier question, but that's not gonna stop me from watching. I might watch with like one eye open, being like, "Ugh, is it gonna be good? Is it not?" And if it's not good, I'm more than happy to move on. And if it is, I'm coming back on PCC and telling everybody I knew it. I'm lying to y'all. I will tell every single one of y'all I knew it the whole time. I was an early investor.
Let's fucking go, man. I am selling my The Boys stock though. I don't think Verizon is gonna be good. I don't think The Boys Mexico is gonna be good. I hope it's all dog shit. I hope this shit ends soon, man. Ugh, I'm done. I'm done with The Boys, bro. I'm done with The
I'm done
Boys in
with
a
the
way I've never
boys.
been. I'm done with the boys. It's a funny quote. Um, nah, but like I'm done with the boys in a way I've never been done with a show before, bro. Like this is reaching insane levels of wash,
Mind you, guys, he was a Stranger Things fan, so that's telling you something. He's
I've
also a Tron
watched
Legacy
every
fan.
single
He's
episode.
also he's also a Welcome to Derry fan. Like he's a fan of a lot of bullshit. So if he's washing his hands of an IP, then that should tell y'all something.